Thank you, Bill. That's a nice introduction. Very kind of you. Well, thank you very much. I am excited to be here. I was following on Twitter this morning. What is there? Companies that are represented today have 18,000 employees and $4 billion in revenue. Is that what I heard? That was retweeted this morning by a couple different people. So, and if you're thinking you're in the Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn class, I think that's down one floor, right? So you're here for family business. Goals of this presentation. Hopefully you came here today because you're interested in family business and you want to learn what some of those unique strengths are and how you can take them and make them more of an advantage. And I hope to talk about those things, have a better competitive advantage. Maybe you're dealing with some of the struggles, don't know necessarily labels, as we've used the word founderitis, nepotism, entitlement, and some other things that are kind of sexy and glamorous. But those are unique struggles in a business. I hope to talk about what those are, how to see them, and then how to find ways and actionable steps to fix those challenges. And a couple fun-filled facts first. How many people know what percentage of the entire employment in our country is done by family-owned businesses? Big round numbers. 10%? 50%? What do you think?
75.
75, good guess. What do you think?
70.
It's 60 plus, depending on different stats. Of all new jobs created, what percentage do you think that it is? All new jobs created in our country.
80.
Very close, 75. It's an amazing stat when you really learn. Family business is the backbone of our country. Sadly, I don't know if our government knows that. When you look at where money goes and tax breaks, it's not always in this arena. And there's not a lot written about it to give them extra tools and advantages. And so one of my things is I'm on a crusade to try to educate and advise business owners of how to make the family unit stay intact and keep the family company, the family business, strong. Because there's some interesting stats here. When you look at this, that's the next slide, I guess. But basically, only 15% of any family business ever makes it to the third generation, which is really scary and really sad. So about 10 years ago, I'm sitting at one of my clients, and I've been in practice 21 years, so I was a really young guy at that point. And I've been coaching these three brothers, they have this family business, about how we need to take the older brother, who is 70 years old, off the payroll. Because this gentleman is not doing anything anymore, and he's overhead, if you will. So the 60-year-old brother, who was president, and a 55-year-old brother were in this meeting. And these guys they're blue-collar guys, and the 70-year-old brother comes to the meeting. It's a hot summer day without a shirt on, and he's not lean and ripped. So anyhow, we're sitting in this meeting, and he figures out the gist of the meeting is that we want to take him off the payroll. And he goes, 50 years ago when Daddy died, I gave up my dream of doing my thing to take care of you boys. And this is the thanks I get? And he is literally livid. And he looks at his brother, and the guy goes, how long must that debt be paid? We've been doing this business for 50 years. How long until I get that debt paid and canceled? And he looks at him and he goes, I ought to give you a knuckle sandwich. And of course, I'm sitting there thinking, man, I'm not a CPA anymore. Maybe I'm a bouncer, and I might have to get my first aid merit badge up and work through this process of trying to help them and understand that that's entitlement at its first and foremost. He felt he was entitled to a payroll for life because he was family. Well, at 70 years old, he's no longer on the payroll. And so I asked you this question. I mean, maybe some of you are in that situation right now. But if you have a public company or you have a non-family-owned, privately held company, can you imagine a scenario where someone's still on the payroll after all these years and not contributing? It wouldn't happen. But it's a huge drain on a family-owned business. And so we talked through that process, and after a year, we got him off the payroll. We had to have a delayed process, but it was very interesting. And from that point on, I've been hooked, and I've been very excited about family business. So I asked you the question, why do you think family business is so unique?